Here we go. Um,
Well, welcome back, everyone. It's been an awful long time since we've seen you. Well, just in case you've forgotten who it is you've come and listened to.
so get ready to come.
Oh,
I just
well,
shot soda
no,
up my nose.
they don't need to come. They're already here.
They're coming as quickly as they can.
Yes, yes, indeed. Just like in the apple. It's the Monday Night Threesome. I'm your co-host, Kat Rocha, the night editor, and with me this evening is...
J.Ishiro, author and alien in a human suit.
And we have, of course, the one, the only Janelle here with us.
Hello, it's Janelle, tired mom and busy homebrewer.
Oh,
Yes.
What are you brewing now?
Okay, I just finished the primary fermentation on a passion fruit wine. I just bottled about 14 bottles of my fruit punch wine, which I'm saving a couple of bottles for you, Kat. I also
Thank
just
you.
finished bottling a blueberry pomegranate black plum that is so purple, it's black.
Ooh,
And it is smooth as hell to the point that Steve and I had to hide it from ourselves.
really?
Yes, I also have a dragon fruit wine going and a
Oh,
sweet
wow.
peach wine. And the week after Comic-Con, I have told Steve that he is now my slave. I have a ton of grain to make beer, so I will be making beer.
So, okay, what we've got so far is we've got you coming, liquored up, and Steve as a slave.
Yes.
And it's not even 5 minutes into the show yet.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, and lots of fruit.
Yes, lots of fruit.
So apparently, yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, did you guys get to watch Beavis and Butt-Head yet?
No, we have not.
Not yet, no.
Oh my gosh, you guys have to watch that because we need to do a show on that.
Yes.
It was so good.
Now that legitimately warms my heart to hear that the new Beavis and Butthead is like still good and they're still funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what the South Park guys have thoroughly lost their balls.
Mm-hmm.
Archer has been completely muzzled by FX.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's good to hear that Mike Judge is still the man.
Mike Judge has zero fucks to give. The main villain is based off Kamala Harris. I mean, down to what she looks like.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
And there is the best part of the movie is when they end up on a college campus in a gender studies classroom.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask, is Butthead's pronouns butt and head?
They didn't go into that. It was more they embrace their white privilege.
Oh, that's genius.
So it was so funny that I mean you guys have met Steve. He's pretty stoic, kind of terse. Tears pouring out of his eyes. His face was purple and he was snort laughing. And like, I mean, I was laughing at him, laughing at the scene because it was that good when they embraced their white privilege. I mean, seriously, if you guys can find a way to, I don't know, if you know anybody that we have Paramount Plus for free. We got a free deal. That's the only reason we have it. But if you know anybody that can get you guys to see the episode, it is worth it.
Cool. Or maybe I'll chance the 7-day free trial and, hope they don't charge us. So that, it'll be worth it. It'd totally be worth it.
Oh, sorry, Catherine. Catherine, I got a book called True Brews off of Amazon. It has recipes for wine, beer, mead, old-fashioned sodas, sake, which was one of the reasons I got it, though I haven't had to make sake yet because it's hard to find rice.
Well, making sake in itself is quite a trial.
Yeah.
Well, she only makes it cloudy because she doesn't have the woman that wrote the book doesn't have the equipment to make it clear, so it's cloudy sake. Yeah. But also something called kefir, which I'd never heard of, which I guess is fermented yogurt, and
Yeah, I've
kombucha.
heard of that.
So
Cool.
that is the book I recommend everybody to use starting to make wines. That's where I learned how to make my first wine, was from that book. And my first beer, actually. So
Nice.
All right, so, usually I like to avoid all this drama shit. For instance, before we even address what's on the screen here, I thought I'd chime in on the whole ya boy Zach controversy.
Okay.
And, there's been a lot of back and forth about him and Ethan. And, Zach turning his back on Comicsgate. And then just, more drama, more blood sports, more anger. And the difference being, in a sense, Zach was kind of one of the leaders. He was one of the figureheads of the movement. More than anyone, he had made a difference. He had shown it could be done, and it had such a groundswell of support. So, in a sense, unlike other feuds in the past, a lot of people have taken this one very, very seriously. And for myself, I've got to admit that my opinion is that you should just go onto Amazon right now and buy my books. And, I like you. I'll still talk to you. And I don't give a shit what's going on. Buy my books.
Get one of Ishii's books. Get a book on brewing. Win-win.
Yeah. I've got plenty of graphic novels that if you have not yet read, they're wonderful. They're reasonably priced, unlike most Comicsgate books. They'll arrive on time, as they always have.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not into sequential art, I've also got short stories and novellas.
There you go.
So that's my opinion on the drama and what I feel about your boy Zach not turning his back on the movement. When in doubt, just buy my books.
Well, I'm not surprised that Liam threw a fit for Fiona calling out the truth. I will say that. I actually got rid of Twitter and Facebook, so I've completely disconnected. I got more shit to worry about.
You have life to worry about,
Yeah, but him going after Fiona, like, that pisses me off. She's a wonderful person, highly talented, and he needs to back the fuck off.
So that really happened? I mean, I have been completely offline for quite a while.
You and I both have kind of, life has been in the way. So we really have not been online much.
Oh my.
And for those who don't know, Liam, as he's come to be known, is an Australian soy boy who likes to cry and whine and guilt people into buying his crappy books. He's also kind of a creeper on women, which is kind of not surprising.
Yeah.
And he's basically the resident lol cow. He's really got it out for John De La Rose. He's gone after John multiple times for absolutely no reason. And it's one thing to say something about someone. It's another to continually lie and file strikes against John to get him kicked off of Indiegogo.
Well, he got his he did get his Indiegogo banned and completely wiped out, and then tried to do the same thing with Kickstarter.
Yeah, exactly. So in that is crossing the line. And the fact is, Liam, it really is a sad sack of shit. But I don't do a lot of drama on this show because I'm really not that interested, but I'm sorry. John De La Rose, he's a man who can handle himself. He's got his audience and he's got his 10-inch dick. He's going to be fine. You leave the fuck alone,
Yeah.
Fiona. Fiona's still establishing a name for herself, you piece of shit. You go after her. I'm taking that personally.
Well, she's one of the kindest people in the world. I mean, holy fuck! I mean, the amount that Fiona has gone out of her way to promote other people's works, when she could be spending that time doing nothing or working on her own books. No, the fact that she puts just as much time into promoting others as she does into her own books is just amazing.
She's a wonderful person. I love the fact that her and I can bond over our absolute hatred of the direction of Dune and Superman. Plus, she is a walking encyclopedia when it comes to so much of pop culture. And when I say pop culture, I'm talking about books, especially. She knows her shit. So, like, if I ever had a question about something that I don't know, I would go to her because she knows her stuff. And she's one of the kindest, most fun people I've ever had the pleasure to be around online. And the fact that Liam would go after her pisses me the fuck off because
Yeah.
she's never done anything to anyone.
Well, more to the point, again, Fiona, hardcore fan who will evangelize a book she likes. She's promoted everyone. And, so he throws a shit fit that she has done something very, very basic, which is speak the truth. Liam is a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam is annoying. Liam is an ankle biter. You know what? Tough shit. If you don't like it, Liam, stop being such a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So,
not too late to change.
Yeah, read this line here from Catherine.
Catherine says, Liam actually used, women don't usually turn me down because I have a lot of money and I'm good at sex as a pickup line. Who are you trying to convince?
Liam comes across as a subway groper, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Ugh, that just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Okay, and all the comments in here about Zach and Ethan, again, I'm not going to chime in because I just don't care. This is why I refuse to get back involved with Comicsgate, because people are constantly going at each other's throats. We need a unified front. We need to support each other in this industry. And so this kind of bickering is just stupid shit. And it ruined a totally wonderful thing we had going for about a year and a half. So,
Absolutely.
You know what? Don't care. Seriously, just don't care. If Zach wants to do his thing, fine. If Ethan goes off and does his thing, fine. Don't care. And if, I don't know. I've talked about this in the past. If we're not going to...
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to put in my 2 cents about Comicsgate. I honestly think that everybody just kind of needs to get off everybody else's stream and chill for a while and just work on their projects. This isn't a slam saying, oh my God, nobody's doing their projects. I'm saying they have focused too much on their internet blood sports and it drove a lot of people away and it put a lot of wedges. If they would just focus on their own stuff for a while, do like Ethan, I wish he'd go back to the old. Do you guys remember when he would do the drawing streams?
Yeah.
Those were amazing. That's what he needs to go back to doing. I think that would be the best thing for him. Because I stopped listening to him when it became blood sports. I actually enjoyed Zach's rants, especially when, one of my favorite ones was when he read Batgirl at a fast food restaurant and then tore it up and flushed it down the toilet in like a McDonald's. That was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, see, I'm all for that.
I even liked it when, I know that, there's issues with, you guys have had some issues with Yellow Flash, but I liked it when
No. Yellow Flash, for some reason, has an issue with us. I'm still thoroughly and completely in the dark what his issue is.
Ditto.
And I have tried contacting him privately. I have no fucking clue what he's pissed about.
Same here.
Done.
Honestly, I think he's just a pissed off person. That's why I liked it when you take out a Bowie knife and stab the comics.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be upfront. To this day, I haven't a fucking clue what he's so mad about.
He's probably forgotten, honestly.
And like I said, I even tried contacting him directly, and he didn't respond. So it's not our issue; it's his.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I think everybody just needs to stop doing the streams together and just do some separately for a while. I think that would bring some cohesion back, kind of like how the United States used to be. The states do their own thing.
Yeah.
But we got to know before, this day and age, but I won't get into politics. I was just using that as a good example. Mm-hmm. I think that would actually fix a lot with Comicsgate because, yeah, it was a good thing. It really was. Like I said, if I had not followed Comicsgate, I wouldn't have met you guys. I would not have met Wolf, Fiona, Owen. I wouldn't have been introduced to I wouldn't have known who John De La Rose was and bought his books. So it was a good thing. Same thing with the Rags guys, Brian Ball, Luigi
Mhm.
Terrell. Yeah. So, I mean, it really was a good thing, but I just think everybody, just the blood sports were getting more views because everybody likes drama.
I would have much
Mhm.
preferred that we had just continued promoting each other's books and building a new industry. And yeah, I know that blood sports get clicks, but no, I'm not going to do that. Although I may make an exception if Liam keeps going after Fiona. Catherine says that EBS and Zach aren't going at each other or bickering. Well, okay, why is it being portrayed as that? Is somebody trying to make hay out of nothing? Is this more, he said she said bullshit to cause a false drama? Because that's even more fucking annoying.
It might be.
I mean, so it wouldn't be the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that there were numerous times people tried to rope me into those kind of things.
And you're like, no.
And no, TULD, she is not a comrade. That is a commie word. No. Fiona is Florida woman.
I agree with you. She is our friend.
She is family. She's not a comrade. She's family. Just like
the
insane.
Mansons.
Yeah, just like the Mansons. Yes.
Oh, God.
Just
Are
like
we the Mansons?
No, we're not really the Mansons because I don't have a harem of insane women.
No.
Who would kill for me.
Are we more like the Addams Family?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that kind of works.
I'm down with that.
Would that make Fiona Fester?
No,
but that makes Cat Morticia, which is perfect. We have to get her a Morticia dress now.
I have a Morticia dress.
Oh, I've God, please wear that. I want to see you in that.
Okay.
The boobs are barely contained.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll be right back.
This dress has a hard time with that.
Well, I call Cousin It because he was always my favorite with that long ass hair and that tiny car.
I just liked how he talked.
It was cute. Owen. Did everybody see Owen's artwork on Instagram of his Templar night? Holy shit. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. My favorite Owen was the one where you had the knight holding up the shield, blocking all the projectiles. That was fucking great.
No, Owen, I have to say I'm very impressed by how much you've been improving. Over the past year or two that we've known each other. I'm very impressed by how much you've been improving. So keep it up, dude. This stuff that you're churning out is great.
I would say maybe in the next couple of years, I would not be surprised if we see Owen at an artist's alley at a convention making money. That shit is good.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. That was honestly, that picture of the knight with the projectiles, that would be something I would buy at a convention.
What's
no
this?
joke.
Owen's work that he's been pumping out.
Nice job, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys we've got a couple really good artists on here. Okay, let's see. What the hell were we talking about?
We were talking about Comic Skate, but we need to switch gears because I need to brag.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So remember I told you guys we have the summer of introducing Chris to good movies?
Yes.
We
How's
showed
that
him
going?
Back to the Future. That is now his favorite movie.
Really?
He was so into that film. I had never seen him get that into a film before. Like the end scene where, the lightning strike's supposed to happen, but the tree lands on the wire. Meanwhile, the car won't start, and the tension. Chris was freaking out. He was like, "Oh my God, is he actually going to make it back?" Yeah, he loved that movie, and it truly made me realize that my kid right now, his generation, has no good movies. But that's okay because he can have our movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we did start Independence Day, but we haven't had a chance to finish it. But he really liked the aliens so far. He thought the ships were really cool.
Nice.
So, I just had to do that brag, give an update. The next one, Steve bought Stand By Me and The Princess Bride. So those are our next two.
Oh, man. There's been a tradition with my mom and I where we don't watch The Princess Bride unless we're sick. just like at the beginning with that's Fred Savage, I think, right?
Yeah, it's Fred Savage and Columba. What was his name? Peter something.
Peter Falk.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's like, oh, you're sick. Okay, put you down on the couch, get you comfy in your blankets, get some hot tea, and put on Princess Bride. And the idea being is just you can't get better unless you watch the movie, and you always feel better after watching that movie, no matter what. So.
I didn't watch it when I was sick, but I would watch it when I had a blue day. So I guess that's kind of sick. And by the end of the movie, I was feeling good, had a grin on my face, and was able to go about my day because it's just a good uplifting movie. Now I know the book is different, but it's like the never-ending story.
The book is different, and I think that they each exist separate from each other, but the book has one thing I kind of wish was in the movie, but I understand why they didn't have it, and that was, remember when the two of them careen down the ravine right before they get to the swamp where the lightning sand is and the rouses?
Yeah.
In the book, there's a scene where they argue with each other. They have their warm embrace where they kiss and they do other things, but then they have an argument, and it culminates in him saying something about how she's stupid, because in the book she is rock stupid, and she says, how dare you insult my intelligence? And he says, oh, really? When was the last time you actually read a book? And I mean something with, and I don't mean something with pictures. It has to have actual text.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize Buttercup was an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't come like that in the movie. She's not like, hyper intelligent, but she can hold her own in the movie.
Yeah, the portrayal of her is good in the movie because she's a good lady in the movie.
Gotcha.
But in the book, she's a moron.
Now I got to read the book.
Yeah, you do. It's great.
I never read it because I had a friend read it after he saw the Princess Bride movie, and he said it ruined the movie for him. So I was very scared to go near the book after that. Same thing with Neverending Story, which I know I should read both.
I Neverending Story, the book, is my absolute favorite book of all times, and it will not ruin it for you. And this is why. The movie, The Neverending Story, is 1/3 of the book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's pretty accurate. And the things that it's not, it's okay.
Okay.
The only thing that I will say is that scene with Artax is better. It is no. It's the best in the movie, but it won't rip your guts out in the book.
Well, he can talk in the book, right?
Yeah, he can talk, and so him talking actually makes it better, because then he's just a character. He's a talking character. So him allowing the sadness to take him, it's like, okay, it's a normal person. But animals, we have soft spots for animals, and it gets you in the feels. So it's not as bad in the book, but the movie is a great adaptation of the first third of the book. If you've seen the second Neverending Story movie, you can see where they started to adapt it, and then somewhere along the lines, either they lost budget or the studio got in the way, and they're like, well, we have to have another evil. So let's just call it, the emptiness is the new evil. And it's like, no, it's not the new evil. It's an element of the book. I'm not giving away anything, because Zaida is a character, and Zaida does start puppeting Bastion when he gets to Fantastica, but she's not the big evil of the book. But I highly recommend reading it. Very highly recommend reading it.
Okay, yeah, I will say that even to this day, as a 43-year-old woman, I still fast forward through our taxes death scene. I
Yeah.
cannot do it. I just can't. I mean, the trauma from my childhood watching that horse die was one of the most soul-crushing things, and I can't. And it's too bad the second movie, I liked the first third of it, but then it was too bright. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
there wasn't as much of the darkness, the oppression. Like I felt like it stopped being a dark fantasy and just went into being a frilly fantasy.
And you're
Right.
exactly right.
So let's welcome Catherine.
Hi,
She
Catherine.
has joined
Hi.
us. It's been a really, really long time.
Yeah, it's just been hard we've been kind of talking past each other.
Yeah.
Catherine, have we met before? Have you been on the show with me?
Not with you, no.
Well, then it's nice
Yeah.
to meet you, Catherine.
Nice to meet you too. Ishi just kind of sent me the link randomly. It's like this is one of the rare nights where I'm actually awake this late. Lately, I just haven't been, sleeping normally. I'm on Eastern time, so
Oh shit! So it's like what 11:30 there?
yeah, and
Yeah.
normally I go to bed at like 11, but lately not so much. So hi everyone.
Hello. And
Anyway,
should I mention who
continue
you
with-
used to be called?
Oh, it's been a while, but I used to be called Squeaky Pickles.
So you're Squeaky Pickles, okay?
I was, yeah. No, that was an old gamer tag, and then like after I started commenting in the chat, like here, and people started actually like talking to me as that. I'm like, I should probably get a different YouTube account. Like I've had this one forever, so still my gamer tag though.
So jumping back one, we were talking about Back to the Future, and I'm just going to say Back to the Future 2 missed a massive opportunity. Now, granted that script was rocketed out, it was rushed, and it shows. But the original premise of Back to the Future, the inspiration was when the scriptwriter / director said to himself, could you imagine he was imagining if he could go back in time and hang out with his parents when they were his age in high school and what that would be like. And that was what spawned the movie.
My dad would have been a trip.
Oh yeah, why?
His nickname was Metal Man because he got into car accidents and ended up with metal plates and screws in his arms, and
Oh shit!
Oh wow.
there was a lot of drunken antics. My parents, I'm from a very small town. My parents went to high school together, but my mom thought he was a complete moron. They met back up after college, and she was like, "Oh, he's changed," but yeah, he was a real idiot.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He broke his leg at a school dance, and my grandmother got a call, and she was like, "Oh God, he's probably drunk." And it turned out he wasn't. He just broke his leg trying to dance. But it tells you what he was like that Nana thought that he was drunk.
Wow. Catherine, can you try talking just a little closer to the mic?
I'm actually wearing a headset. I'm on my phone right now.
Okay, so it's just the quality of the mic. Okay, no
It
problem.
is. Sorry about that. I didn't turn my PC on.
So anyway, the second one was, okay, so that was where Back to the Future came from. Back to the Future 2 is a rushed script, and really, if you think about it, it would have been so obvious. Imagine going forward in time and hanging out with your kids in high school when they were the same age as you. You just reversed the premise. And they didn't. Instead, you get this bizarre post-apocalyptic Biff rules the world thing.
Yeah. You're a good point. I never thought of it that way.
That should have been a separate movie where
Yeah.
Todd got messed up so much from Marty going back and forth. I could see that. That should have been the third movie. I only watched parts of the actual Back to the Future 3, and it kind of lost me. But I was just thinking, when you say Marty was supposed to be hanging out with his kids when they were in high school, I was thinking how embarrassed Chris would be if I came to hang out with him in high school.
God.
Well, the twist was in Back to the Future, they didn't know.
See,
That
that's
is
the funny
true.
thing is you know, with how crazy my dad was when he was young, if he showed up like in his 40s and was like, "How you do, fellow kids?" I'd be like, "Dad, please."
See, I was thinking, like, when I was in high school, I was reading comic books. So Chris would roll his eyes at me and just be like, "Nerd." I know
Really?
it. Yes. Well,
Chris doesn't read comics?
no, he reads manga. He's a snob. I turned him into a snob. I
Okay,
didn't
hold on.
mean
I'm gonna
to.
drop out and go get my computer headset. Be right back.
Okay. Well,
No,
he and I are gonna have some words then. He needs to read X-Men, damn it. Old X-Men.
well, we eventually will open the long boxes for him. Right now, Steve and I don't want to move them because they're a wall in the living room. We have so many. I think he would like. I know he would like Mojo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mojo will make him laugh. I'm trying to think. He would probably like X Factor with Ship in the Apocalypse storyline. Not the early one, but later when Apocalypse actually became like a really scary threat. And then Cyclops had to send his son to the future. But they got Ship in return for that, the sentient ship, which I miss Ship. Ship was amazing.
You know, I don't know if I actually read that arc.
It's a really good arc. Yeah, I mean, as a parent, it hits harder. Like when I read it originally, obviously I wasn't a parent. You read it again as a parent, and even though I really can't stand Cyclops, man, I felt his pain having to send your son to the future because he is going to die, and you think you're never going to see him again. Of course, like they did retcon Cable into being his son, but still, like that sacrifice, fuck, dude. No wonder Cyclops ended up they should have run with the PTSD Cyclops had having to give up his son after his son almost died. Instead, Chris Claremont left.
Okay, wait. According to Owen Lister, if I were to travel in time to see my parents in their early years, it would be when they walk out on Cats, the musical, after the first act, just for. I'm losing context.
When they walked out on Cats, the musical, after the first act, just for laughs. So they walked out on Cats for the lulz.
Well,
they were lol cats.
Yeah, maybe. You know, the thing is my sister went through this whole theater phase, and you know, with my sister, no expense was spared for her interests, and so we were dragged to LA multiple times to see various musicals. And you know, I saw Les Miserables, which I thought was very good. I saw Phantom of the Opera, which looked neat, but wasn't very good. But let me tell you, Cats scarred me. I want that out of my brain. I don't ever want that in my brain anymore. I mean, I have been harmed by having to watch Cats.
No, you haven't been harmed by Cats until you've been forced for 2 semesters to have to do that Angelical Cat song in musical theater.
That sounds like a route to suicide.
Yes,
Fuck,
yes.
it's in my head now, guys. You got it in my head. I can't. Oh,
Sorry.
I hate that song.
I'm with you. I can't stand that song at all. I mean, like I like reading the book, especially with the Edward Gorey artwork, but the songs, no.
Catherine, does your mic work?
I don't think her mic's working.
Oh, that sucks. Huh. Okay, maybe she'll figure it out.
What were you saying, Janelle?
Oh, no, I was going to say that I think turning it into a Broadway musical ruined it because I've read the Cliff Notes for the book. That book is fucking sad. But making it a musical, and I'm not a musical fan anyway. Like musicals have to be South Park style for me to like them. Or like it has to be vulgar, offensive, disgusting, and I will sit through it. So like I probably would sit through the Book of Mormon. But I can't stand musicals. And I when the show Glee came out and people I knew were going off about it, like I was grinding my teeth in pain because I hate them so much.
I'm with you. There are very few musicals that I actually like, and sadly, yes, blasphemy, I know. Rocky Horror is not one of them. I do enjoy Rocky Horror, but the songs actually drive me up the wall, except for a few. On the other hand, I absolutely love Shock Treatment. And then there's Repo the Genetic Opera.
So I
Those are
still
rock
need to see
operas.
Repo.
Mhm.
Rock operas are okay. I actually can tolerate Tommy, but I've never seen it as a play. I watched it as a movie when it had a ton of really good actors in it, like Anne Margaret, Oliver Reed. Like they got the cream
Tina
of the
Turner?
crop. Yeah, Tina Turner was the Acid Queen.
Yeah, that isn't that is casting right there.
Yeah,
I just have to bring up this comment I've got here by Wolf, which says he thinks Cats was his awakening as a furry.
Not Thundercats?
Yeah, that's what I figured. It would be like all kids of the.
Is Thundercats?
Yeah, it wasn't Thundercats. Niscario, I loved Shock Treatment.
Oh, Shock Treatment's great. Have you seen Shock Treatment, Janelle?
No, that was by the guy that did Rocky Horror, right? I can't.
Mhm.
I'm brain farting on it. Richard something.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
doing good with names
technically.
tonight.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either. But it's the guy who played Riff Raff.
Richard O'Brien.
Yes.
Richard O'Brien. Yes.
But yeah, it's technically the sequel, even though they don't really have anything to do with each other. So you don't have to have seen Rocky Horror in order to enjoy Shock Treatment. And in fact, most people like
if
Rocky
it's Richard
Horror.
O'Brien, I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. When you come to visit, we'll have to play it for you. Okay, Catherine?
Well, I think she's gonna have to switch back to the other one. I mean, it just doesn't seem like her. Yeah, we would rather have the muffled mic than no mic at all, Catherine. If you can just.
Sounds good.
Oh wait, you're talking. You try again, Catherine. Well, oh well.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
We tried.
The tech gremlins.
Anyway, what the hell are we talking about?
Whatever the hell that comes to mind.
I can't hear.
Yeah. Jeez. This really kind of sucks.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're fine. And then she faded out. Oh, shit, we're not losing our connection.
Okay, because I just got a notification.
I hope not.
Hello, everyone?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Jeez. No, weather's been strange here. We're due for a storm, so I wouldn't be shocked if everything just goes to shit. Anyway, I saw this thing on the internet a while back that said that Jews were from Mars.
What? Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but what?
No, I'm serious. I saw this bizarre spirit science thing that said Jewish people were from Mars and that they had come from Mars after some alien race had gone to war with them. And as a gray alien, I had never heard anything about this. I mean, the closest I ever got is I ate a bat from the moon once, and it tasted like black licorice. But then later I was informed that it was actually just a black licorice bat from the moon, so I don't think that really relates.
No, it was an absinthe bat.
It was absinthe.
It was a bat synth.
Did you know? Okay, this is totally random as hell. But
Okay,
there is a
back to my shitty mic. Sorry,
there
trying
she
to help.
is.
Trying to help by getting on the PC, but for some reason my Logitech headset did not want to connect.
Whatever, it works. We can hear you. Good enough.
Yeah, we're glad you're back.
Yeah, next time it won't be so impromptu. We can troubleshoot beforehand.
Yeah.
I've had issues with Logitech as well with my headset when I've used it before.
What? That's the one that I always used to chat with these guys, and it's never been an issue. But for some reason, my computer was not having it today. There must have been a Windows update or something.
Freaking Windows updates.
Yeah, that's probably the culprit.
So you caught that Ishi ate a licorice bat from the moon.
Yes.
No, I missed that.
Honestly,
Why
I
do
was
I
just
always
trying to
miss
fill
this
space.
stuff?
Well, I actually have a disgusting story about weird food. Apparently in France, there's a dish where you drown a baby bird in cognac and then you eat it, but you put like fabric over your head so God doesn't see you committing the sin of eating a drowned baby bird in cognac.
Ew.
Yeah.
I question the logic in that, not the that part, but then you look at other atrocities they commit against animals, like how real foie gras is made, and it's like, what makes this different? Other than the baby bird suffering isn't as long.
I
Yeah. I
don't
can't
know.
get over veal and how cruel that is either.
Oh, but it tastes so good.
Well,
so does foie gras. I'm sorry, my dad's hobby was gourmet cooking, so I was raised on this shit. So I love it. But yeah,
See,
it's horrible.
I can eat lamb because at least they kill the baby sheep without torturing it.
Yes, that is
But,
true.
yeah.
The veal, that's some harsh shit. Like,
I almost felt bad about lamb, and then my friend told me that lambs are assholes. They smell bad and they scream, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't feel that bad anymore.
Oh, it's true. You know, they're like goats. You know,
Yeah.
they're not the nicest in the world, and they do headbutt. So,
but they do eat poison ivy and poison oak, so they're actually used as natural lawnmowers.
that is true.
Yeah,
Smart.
but you know, I lived someplace where they tried that once, and it was really a miserable idea. Because
why were they just the biggest assholes ever?
Yeah, and they brought with them the most horrible smell and flies.
Well, I'm going to argue that those caregivers. Okay, this was right after the Cedar fires in San Diego in 2003.
Okay, finish and then I've got to explain.
And so the next year, the HOA in the neighborhood where Ishi's parents were decided they would hire a goat herder to run around the countryside eating eating all the plants that were just coming back after the fires, because you know green plants cause fires, as we all know.
So this is one of those California HOAs, huh? Because I gotta say, my HOA.
That is exactly it. Yes.
Yeah.
My HOA would not even think of that.
And the truth is that really they should have let the plants grow, because all the topsoil was, you know, washing away every time there was a rainy season, and they needed those plants to stay there to keep it all in one spot. But no, they're absolutely terrified of more fires, so they had these goat herds come through. And okay, the goats would come, they'd eat the plants, they'd leave, you'd think. But I swear the goat herders were milking it for all it was worth, and were leaving them on the hillsides way longer than necessary, so they could charge longer, because they were being paid by the day to keep their goats there.
Oh, geez.
So, and they, the goats, of course, do their goat business there. And so it attracted flies, and it attracted all sorts of unwanted things as a result.
Okay. Now I'm just going to bring this. I wasn't kidding. This shit is nuts. I stumbled across this a few days ago, and it's called Spirit Science. This shit is crazy as fuck. And he's claiming that the Jews lived on Mars originally, but they were invaded and nuked. And so they fled. I'm not making this up.
Oh my God. What?
I am not making this up.
God.
Oh my God, I'm probably blowing out people's speakers laughing right now.
So really, when you're bored, if you want to laugh, watch this shit.
Dude, okay, some of the conspiracy theories people have about Jews get into like the craziest shit I've ever heard. Like I can kind of understand the like, oh, they run all the banks and whatever, but some of the shit these people get into, when you get a little too crazed with the JQ stuff, holy shit, man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm looking up spirit science right now. There's the Spirit Science Sacred Geometry movie, the Hidden Human History movie, Holy Spirit Science Experiments. Jesus,
Dude.
this is great. This is a treasure trove.
Dude.
Yeah, this guy, for some reason, was huge, apparently. It's like, this guy's making money off this?
Apparently.
Oh, I cannot. I'm going to watch this right after the show. I have to.
Holy shit.
So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. This is some entertaining fun.
Oh my god.
Wait, is it kid friendly?
Yeah, there's no cussing.
Okay, well, no, because Chris likes to watch stupid shit and make fun of it on
There's
YouTube.
no cussing, but there is a lot of gay sex, so get ready.
This guy is also, by the way, 100% serious, which is what makes it so entertaining.
Yeah.
This
Dude,
guy
I love
really
the people who
believes
go
it.
off the rails with the conspiracy theories. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah. I got in an Uber once with a guy who was like all in on the chemtrails stuff, which like that's not that crazy of a conspiracy theory. But the fact that he was like, oh yeah, check it out. Like all the evidence, it's like, just check out all the YouTube videos. You know, you hear all about it on YouTube. Like, yeah, real
that's
credible.
evidence.
Thanks.
Hey, Fiona's in the chat. She just got off work.
Hey, Fiona, we were talking about you.
I don't know. Do you think we could handle 4 people, or should we try to keep it at the magic number of 3?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm
I'm
just
okay
playing tug
with
of war with
being
my cat
silent. to
Well,
let
no,
Fiona
it's just
talk.
because apparently we were talking earlier about Fiona Fiona, if you want to jump in and talk about the fact that Liam has apparently got a problem with you now.
Mr. Women don't turn me down because I'm good at sex and have a lot of money.
Well, let me tell you, Liam's videos do come across as creepy, and
He's a weird dude.
yeah, I mean, there
Did
was
you
the
see-
one. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, did you see people making fun of him because of his like Wonder Island thing? They were like making it like a pedo.
Yeah.
They called it Boy Island. It was like taking clips from what's it called? The shit. I just remembered the name. The thing with the little boys on the island.
Oh, Epstein
Fuck.
Island.
Lord of
No,
the
the
Flies.
book. Yes,
Lord of
thank
the
you. They
Flies.
were taking clips from that movie and like turning it into yeah. So yeah, Cecil was making fun of that a lot back in the day.
Okay, Wolf. I'm going to be front. We would bring you on, but we have got to be prepared for you to come on, because you are not a relaxed guest. I'm just going to be honest. This is a compliment. This is definitely a compliment. We've got to have the energy to keep up with you if we're going to bring you on the show. Okay? It's not going to be a relaxed show if we bring you on. So maybe next week or something.
That is the truth. Like, seriously, when Wolf is on, I don't even want to talk. I just want to listen.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see what Fiona said? He called her a Florida whore.
What?
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Not literally, please don't, but
Fuck
that guy. Oh my God.
Yeah, Liam's a
What's
piece
the
of
difference
shit.
between a Florida whore and a regular whore? Like what significance does the Florida have?
Florida ones have mouse ears?
Oh jeez.
Yeah, well,
Oh my god.
This guy's a piece of work. Holy shit.
yeah. Well, there was that one video where he goes on the air. He says, I just put on some music and I'd start up the show, and then I heard a knock and I went outside and these guys beat me up. I can't believe how far people are going to try and stop me from putting out my comics. See, look at this on my face here. Somebody just hit me. It's like,
Was
Didn't
his
he
mailbox
say-
attacked?
He is a very mentally ill creature.
Didn't he allegedly say it was John or somebody else flew all the way to Australia to beat the shit out of him?
Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
Oh,
So-
Yeah, but like,
I
isn't
agree.
that pure projection though? Because he used to like threaten to get on a plane and come to America to beat up like American people,
I would love him to do that because he wouldn't last very long.
No. No, he was like talking about, if I recall correctly, he was talking about like getting on a plane to Jersey to beat up EVS. It's like, what? And now he's talking about other people coming to beat him up. It's like, talk about projection there, Liam.
Well, I contend that maybe Liam did get beat up, but it was just a passing kangaroo and her Joey saw him and just figured, you know what, let me punch this little shit.
Not even one of the really tough male kangaroos. It was probably just a female one.
No, just the Joey still in the sack, nut punches him.
That, he's always talking about his dogs and pointing downward, and I've always got to wonder, since he lives in a trailer, it's like, is there a bunch of dead dogs under his trailer or something?
Maybe he only has chihuahuas. Maybe that's what's defending his home.
Wait, he says he's got money, so he can bang the chicks, but he lives in a trailer?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
It's a deluxe trailer.
Yeah, it's a double wide.
Yeah.
He's got the fancy one on the hill.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be right back.
Oh, Wolf, yes, that is from the 1973 Dune. That was supposed to be the Harkonnens' mobile fortress on oh, come on, you know this.
I thought it was
Arrakis.
one of the sand crawlers.
Yeah, it was supposed when it's the one that has the Baron's face on it. When it would open up, the tongue would come out, and they would march down that ramp. That was the metal tongue.
Oh, I always thought that particular image was one of the sand crawlers that was collecting the spice.
See, I always thought it was their mobile fortress, but I could I could see it as a sand crawler though. I really wish that would have been in the 84 Dune movie. That would have been legit awesome.
Oh, that would have been amazing. I mean, you can kind of see sorta a little bit of the influence in the one establishing shot of Gidi Prime in that film. But I would have liked to have seen more of that.
Yeah. I could go on about Dune forever.
That is one of the harvesters.
Oh, it is one of the harvesters. Okay. Ishi said it's the harvester.
Okay.
I have a confession to make. I never finished the first Dune book. I really need to do that.
It's very good.
It is very good.
It is. It's just one of those things. I'm one of those people where I get halfway through something and then just completely forget that I was, reading, watching, whatever. And then someone reminds me and I go, oh shit, I should probably finish that, huh?
I have a couple of books that are in the half-finished limbo.
Yeah. I'm bad with games, especially in that regard. As an aside, have you guys ever heard of a cat that likes tug of war? Because I have one now. It's all she wants to do.
That actually sounds awesome. Most cats I know are like, let me smack your shit on the ground while looking at you as I break this expensive glass.
Well, she does that
I knock over a
sometimes.
bottle of your expensive alcohol.
Yeah, no, she doesn't do that. I had one cat who did that a lot, but this one not so much. But yeah, like I'm trying to play with her toy. She grabs it and starts yanking it with her mouth and trying to take it from me. Tug of war. But her little cat mouth can't grip it the way like a dog's mouth can, so she always loses. I feel kind of bad.
Maybe she's the reincarnation of a chihuahua.
Maybe. She might be a little dog in there deep down.
I know my mom had a cat that would play fetch. It would actually
I've seen a few cats that did that.
Back.
Yeah, I wish mine did that. It would be easier because now I have to get up to go get their toys.
Okay, so what's the topic now?
I don't know. I got on a tangent about my cat who likes tug of war.
I'm dealing with a pre-hormonal teenager, and that's
hell. Oh boy.
Okay, what brings this up, and what are you dealing with?
Oh, well, you wanted a topic. We're getting attitude.
He's attitude.
He's popping attitude. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, and he's grumpy all the time.
He's Holy getting hit with that testosterone flood,
yes.
Man. He's
like,
God, into a little cunt.
I'm like, where's my sweet boy at? Because I'm being yelled at for the tiniest things, like accidentally coming in his room with my shoes on, or give
him a year or two to mellow out. It'll even out.
I'm so not used to this. It really took off this weekend.
Yeah,
I had to go into the garage to take a breath because he was just so snarky.
Yeah.
So, yes, I am at that point. So that's something I've
How
been
old is
dealing
he?
with. He is 11, but he will be
Oh,
12
okay.
in September.
Or I would say, like, in at least from my memories of when I was that age, the boys, they mellow out when they get to like the teen years. So when he's like 13, 14, he'll mellow out.
Okay, because yeah, that's been also it's something else I've been trying to get used to. He wants to have more one-on-one talks with his dad. So if like I come in the room and they're talking, Mom, you have to leave. Like,
That's good
okay,
though. That's
I'm
good.
sorry.
He's getting that guidance, you know? He's getting the male guidance. He needs it.
Yeah, I know. It's just yeah, I'm not used to this, guys. This is kind of freaking me out a little bit. I knew it was coming, but I didn't want it to come that fast. It's coming
He'll
too
find
fast.
some balance. Like, you know, he's not mommy's little boy anymore, but you know, when he gets a little older, he'll kind of be less awkward about what he's going through, and he'll be more willing to talk to you. It'll take a little time.
Well, he did tell me that his life plan is he says he needs to find a nice girlfriend. He says he wants to get
Aw.
married and have a wife, but he does not want children because poop is gross.
Well, there is a logic to that.
Yeah, there is.
We
I mean,
tried.
you could have a division of labor though, where you know she does the diapers and you do something else. Like,
Well, but there is a thing I have learned. And now, granted, I am not a parent and never will be, but I have learned that once you become attached or you start taking care of someone, like say a rat, suddenly shit doesn't bother you as much.
it's true. I would say that's true.
We want to get him a pet, but our situation just we can't get a pet right now. I think a pet would be great because he's like, "Can I get a rat? Can I get a fish?" I was like, "Okay." But then I'm like, with everything going on, are you going to be able to take care of your pet? You know, and he thinks about it. He's like, "No, probably not yet." So at least he's upfront about it.
Yeah, and like
Well,
at his age, he's going to start getting busier and busier. So
Yeah,
that's a hard commitment when you're
Has
that
he hit-
age.
Has he hit the Beavis and Butt-Head stage?
not yet, but he has watched some episodes with us. Actually, when Chris
Don't let him get ideas.
when Chris gets hyper, Steve will turn around in the Butt-Head voice and say, "Settle down, Beavis," and Chris gets really pissed.
Oh, really?
How
He's
long
like, "I'm
before
not that stupid."
how long before he pulls his t-shirt over his head and asks for TP for his bunghole?
My husband does that. Okay, so you know that scene in Beavis and Butt-Head Do America where he's Cornholio, but he's hanging off Cleopatra's barge and touching its tits in the Caesar's palace? I have a picture of Steve with his shirt like Cornholio grabbing Cleopatra's tits.
That's great.
That works.
So yeah, there was some. Oh, speaking of division of labor, that is a good idea. That's what my parents did because my mom said the first time my dad tried to change my diaper, he started dry heaving over me, and she didn't want him to vomit on me. So she said, "I'll change the diapers. You do everything else." So he was like, "Okay," but apparently my dad almost puked on me the first time he changed my diaper.
Oh.
Okay, here's an interesting off-topic question. What was the first anime you were ever exposed to?
Dragon Ball.
Really?
Voltron.
Voltron?
Yeah, when I was a kid. And actually, I thought, well, because I didn't actually watch Dragon Ball all the way through until I was in like middle school. I actually thought I was watching Dragon Ball Z with my brother, and I was like, and then I watched DBZ all the way through later. I was like, this isn't what I remember. And then later on, I watched Dragon Ball. I was like, oh, this is what we were watching. So it was actually the original Dragon Ball.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
So which one do you like better? I've
Dragon
always been
Ball.
a Dragon Ball fan. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought Dragon Ball.
I like the humor is just on point. It's so funny.
Good answer.
When he smacks Bulma's vag after taking off her underwear to see if she has the same parts as
And when they need to expose the original, the invisible guy, so Krillin pulls Bulma's shirt down so Roshi will get a nosebleed all over him.
Shit.
That show is so good.
Or was it when he was fighting Tao, where he like is like hiding under the water with a little bamboo stick? It's like, I don't know why, but that got me. Oh, and when he throws the log and flies on it.
I was thinking of when they wanted Master Roshi to work with him, and he's forgotten that she's forgotten she has no underwear on, so she flips up her dress, and he gets to see everything, and the nosebleed happens. That show was very pervy, and it was so good.
Dude, there was something about the humor in the original Dragon Ball that was really, it just hits you in just the right places. So it's ridiculous, but also hilarious at the same time. Like, DBZ got a little bit more serious.
I found DBZ to be boring because they just kept stretching out the fights. I'm like, can you guys kill each other now so we can move on?
Yeah, actually, I know this is kind of controversial, but I actually prefer watching Dragon Ball Z, the Kai version, because they cut out the filler.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the filler. I remember when it was on Cartoon Network, Toonami. That's when I watched it.
No, that was with the filler and everything, where they just stretched everything out, and then they re-released it on Nicktoons years later. When they made Dragon Ball Kai, and it was basically Dragon Ball Z, and they cut out all the filler. And I was like,
nice.
okay,
it would blow up in 5 minutes.
And then 20 episodes later. Yeah. Kai actually cut down on that.
6.5 hours.
It is the longest fight scene ever animated.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't like Kai, but I like it better because I don't have to sit through as much filler.
Yeah, I can't do the filler. I would rather watch that.
That's and it's like abridged.
Yeah, well, and they don't stretch things out in it because like the manga was already, like when they made the original Dragon Ball Z, obviously, you know, the manga was still coming out, so they had to stretch everything out. You know, when they remade it, it was like, oh yeah, we can just cut out all of that because we already know what happens.
All right, Kat and Ishi, what was your guys' first anime?
Sailor Moon. I remember very clearly. I was sick at home and watching cartoons, and Mom came in, and this was on channel 13 in Los Angeles. This was before it was the UPN.
KCOP.
Yep, KCOP. And all of a sudden, a live action girl with giant meatballs on her head in a sailor suit comes on the screen, totally spazzing out over everyone. And like my mom just stopped what she was doing to stare at the screen, and I did too. And we're like, what the hell are we watching? And then the anime started, and she sat down, and we both silently watched the first episode that they aired. It wasn't the first episode, but it was the first one they aired. And we're both just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And they had like a little mini Sailor Moon marathon for like 6 hours to promote that they were porting this show over from Japan. And it was the weirdest thing both of us had seen at that time.
Yeah, it's so crazy how long Sailor Moon aired, because it was on TV when I got home from school, and this was in the early 2000s. It was on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
They aired it on TV for a long time.
Sadly, I have never seen Sailor Moon, but I have heard nothing but good things about it. I've heard it's one of the best manga and anime out there. I need to save up my money and go and buy the whole manga set, like the omnibus, because I just keep hearing wonderful things about it.
Yeah, I should revisit it. I don't remember a whole lot about it because I was so young.
Well, apparently the cartoon is distinctly different from the manga in that apparently in the manga, Sailor Mars isn't insane.
Yeah, she is absolutely certifiably insane. You know, she's bossy,
horny,
she's
hormonal.
Yeah, she's not like that in the manga.
She's the kind of crazy you want to fuck but stay away from afterwards.
You give her a fake name at the bar.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune were actually a lesbian couple in the manga?
Yeah, but they made them cousins in the dub.
Yeah, so that would explain their closeness.
In the Japanese anime, they were still lesbians, but in the dub, they changed it to cousins.
The re-release is apparently dead accurate to the original, and well worth seeing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the not the Deke translation,
but the redub.
And everything is closer. The voice acting is much better.
Voice acting's gotten a lot better since the 90s.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, shit, this reminds me. I wanted to ask you, Ishi, did you ever watch Bastard when it came out in the 90s?
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
I
Because
have the theme song and had for years, and then one day I was in a Suncoast and I heard the theme song blast on their speakers, and I went, "Okay, what the hell is this?" And I actually went to the counter. I'm like, "Okay, what is this music from? I've had this theme for years." And they're like, "It's Bastard. You don't know that?" I'm like, "No."
Okay, the reason I wanted to bring it up is because Bastard, Bastard is, you guys would love it. So when I saw the OVAs out in the 90s, it was basically, it was a heavy metal dark fantasy. So like the kingdoms were named after Metallica, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. All the characters
Wow.
were named after albums or actual heavy metal singers. Like one of the characters is named after Lars Ulrich. Dark Schneider is named after a German metal singer.
Is that Dee Snider?
No, it's not Dee Snider.
That's a different anime.
Oh, okay.
Where Dark Schneider is named for Dee Schneider. Can't remember what that one's from, but anyway.
The one thing that was great about the OVA, it was so cheesecake. I mean, we're talking really good tits and ass. And
okay, speaking of heavy metal, this is not anime, but has anyone seen Heavy Trip?
No.
Okay, it's a great movie that's like a send up of heavy metal culture, so everybody should watch it. Anyway, continue the anime discussion.
Okay, so all the girls are supposed to look like they came off a heavy metal cover album. And so they re-released it with updated animation on Netflix, and I got really scared, but I sat and watched it. Guys, Netflix has started to learn their lesson. They're so much TNA. Oh my God.
Really?
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised. Like I had to watch it to see because I love that. That was one of the few animes I remember from the 90s that just stuck out in my head. And yeah, like there's boobs like barely contained in like low V-neck dresses and girls wearing like hot pants and G-strings. I was like, holy shit. Like we're finally getting our anime back. So, okay, that's what I want. I was so excited. I wanted to tell you guys that Netflix is starting to bring back good anime and they're doing it correctly. And it's very politically incorrect. That was the other thing too. Like Dark Schneider
I've heard they lost a lot of money recently.
Yeah, they did.
And that's probably why they made I was gonna say they made Bastard like it used to be. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes. So but I highly recommend if you guys can get the original OVAs, watch those. But I mean, there's a scene where the guy has the villain has the main girl chained up, and he's decided that he's got a cloth eating slime that he puts on her, and it literally eats her dress off. Like, like there's pieces of cloth or slime in strategic places. That
my God,
never
changed Japan. Never changed Japan.
Yes, never changed. So yeah, in the newest episode, they kept that in. I didn't think they were going to do it, but oh my God, the slime has eyeballs in it, and so strategically, one of the eyeballs is on her nipple to cover up her nipple. But,
wow!
I mean, yes. So you guys should watch it if you get a chance.
Well, that's kind of like taking the concept of the nude bomb and just elevating it to 11. Cloth eating slime.
Yes, it was a slime that only eats cloth. It won't eat flesh. So he would use it on girls that he'd capture to eat their clothes off.
That's impressive. Okay. Well, for me, I would have to say the very first anime I ever saw, I would have to say I was probably crawling out of bed around 4 years old. And I don't know what channel it was on. I know everyone in the house was asleep, so it was airing early in the morning. And I was watching Star Blazers, which was Battleship Yamato. And
that anime.
Being that young, I knew I was seeing something unique and very different from everything else on television. I didn't know why. I didn't know what it was about it, but I knew that this wasn't for kids. And it was damn good. So that was my first exposure.
Cool.
I didn't see Star Blazers when it came out. I actually saw when it was Battleship Yamato instead. So I only saw it with the subtitles. But that was a good. I watched the first season and it was
It
good.
was very good.
I would say it was pretty much, let's see, America had Star Trek. England had Doctor Who, and I think Japan, it was Battleship Yamato was kind of their equivalent.
Yeah, I would say so because that's a pretty serious show for
Yeah.
an animated show. I mean, the fact that they take the battleship that was sunk at the Battle of Midway and repurpose it into a space battleship to take the fight to the aliens that have been bombarding Earth.
If you're,
mean-
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's just, that's dark stuff that you wouldn't see that stuff. I mean, even in the 80s, we were much more open, but you still wouldn't see stuff like that on a kid show.
Well, if you're comparing it to Doctor Who for Japan, wouldn't it be Ultra Q?
No, because I'm thinking more along the lines of an iconic sci-fi series that was nationally recognized as a critical part of culture.
I'm going to disagree. Not that it's a critical piece of fiction and part of their culture, but the comparing it to Doctor Who, I don't agree with that.
I think it's closer to Star Trek in that regard, but they always compare Star Trek and Doctor Who as being those signature series of each culture.
And I would say, if not Ultra Q, definitely Ultraman for Japan.
That's superheroes.
Okay. We don't have to agree.
I mean, what was it? Okay, so yeah, you still haven't told us what your reaction when you saw Voltron.
Oh, me?
Yeah, what your thought was.
So I've been used to watching G.I. Joe and Transformers. So number one, I love the animation. I'm like, this is so different. But I like the fact that it was 5 robotic cats that turned into one giant mech. And I remember too that Pidge kind of freaked me out because it wasn't it. But I thought it was so cool. This is where the girly part of me came in, that there was a princess that was a capable pilot of this cat. And it was just like every other 80s cartoon,
Yeah.
It was cool to see. So of course, at first I liked the princess, but then it was the attitude of Lance that made me like that character because he was such a smart ass. But just the fact that they had these 5 really cool weaponized cats that could turn into one bigger thing, I thought was amazing. And, I go back and I watch it now and I only have the original American dub. Sadly, I don't have it as Go Lion. And it's cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
But it was still so much fun to watch. And, it was the first time that I'd seen the whole wearing the suit and the helmet to match your mech. Later on, what was the show that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was based off of?
Sendai.
Thank you.
Super Sentai.
Yes. I thought that was really cool. But then it got weird when, Sven died and they all weren't color coordinated anymore. But I just
Oh, yeah,
me and my brother used to get ripped and watch Zeo Ranger.
Really?
Yeah. I used to be a stoner.
I used to get drunk and watch the original Ghost in the Shell.
I'm still a drunk.
I watched that on mushrooms too. That was really fascinating.
Oh my God.
Shrooms. Oh yeah, but I didn't have a bad trip. It was more like I felt I was in Ghost in the Shell, just as a bystander watching. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, if you don't take too much mushrooms, it just kind of makes everything look cool. You don't get too out of it. It depends on how much you take, I guess, and what kind of mood you're in. And
I would be scared to watch Akira on any sort of hallucinogen.
Oh,
when
no,
Tetsuo
no.
goes full blown flesh blob. Fuck no.
Yeah, those visuals are not. Yeah, you don't want anything with really disturbing visuals when you're on any kind of substance.
So like Wicked City.
Oh God, no, not that one either. Oh.
Okay,
Dude,
so
the first time I smoked a bong, Labyrinth scared the shit out of me. Those puppets were like...
okay, so Wolf says he'll be chilling with his FDS1. Well, let me tell you something, Wolf. This is the coffee mug I drink out of. It's the one you see on the bridge of the SDF1. Damn straight.
Where'd you
How
get
often
that?
do I use this? What that?
You also have 2 Valkyries.
Yes.
Where did you get it? I need to get that for Steve.
I actually think it was from their official fan club, but let's see. See if I can find you a link. But okay. I don't know. Should we call it a night, or it's kind of we're going at 9:15? What do you guys think?
I do have to go eat dinner soon. I haven't eaten dinner yet. But if you guys want to stay on for a little bit longer, I'm cool with that.
Kat?
Wait, which one? Me
what,
or the
what were you gonna say, Catherine?
Which cat? Sorry.
No, what were you gonna say, Catherine?
Oh no, he said cat, and I was like, wait, which one? For a second.
I'm kind of wearing down a little bit. I mean, this is absolutely fun hanging out.
Yeah, it is after midnight for me technically, even though I
Oh,
don't feel like I'm
geez.
gonna have an insomniac night, I think. So
Oh, geez.
it doesn't really matter, but
All right. Yeah. Well, let's call it a night. It was a pretty low key show.
Mhm.
And yes, Wolf, you're a sweet trans werewolf. And look, it's just, I'm sorry. You're too much Wolf for the rest of us. If we're going to have you on, we have to be ready for it. We can't do this all of a sudden. And I think Janelle needs at least a little liquor in her.
Actually, I've been having to stay
I've got liquor
sober.
in me.
What's that?
I have
I've
been
got-
having to stay
yeah.
sober lately because I had to test too many bottles of wine. I need to dry out.
Oh, geez. Yeah, when you
Well, it
actually
made me
when you
fine.
drink so much, you get burned out on drinking.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're not an alcoholic, when you can actually get sick of drinking.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, okay, well, yeah, I made a lot of good wine, but I wouldn't mind some sparkling water, some hot tea now.
Yeah. No, I had a few when you guys sent me the link, so I hope it wasn't too incomprehensible. Because I was feeling the insomnia already. I was like, oh, I better get some alcohol in me. Maybe I'll sleep.
We haven't done a drunk cast in a while, Kat.
No, we haven't.
Guys,
Yeah.
we need to do a drunk cast after I'm done with Comic-Con, because Comic-Con's next week.
Oh, dear Lord. Yes. Yes. I want to hear your
Janelle,
war
I love
stories.
that you have an evil laugh as bad as mine.
That's my normal laugh.
Yeah, I have a really evil sounding cackle too, so I'm really glad that you have one too.
So, hey, I know we have a show on Monday, and Comic-Con starts on Thursday, but guys, start thinking about stuff you want me to go look at. But I'm not going to sit in all the panels, but if there's shit you want me to go film to see how bad it is, I'll do it.
Okay, well, I want you to play the game that Kat and I used to always play as a gauge of how bad things have gotten,
Okay.
which is you walk through the door, you check your watch, and you time how long it takes before you see something that actually has something to do with comics.
Ooh, shit.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
a good game.
Because, it was bad when it took 10 minutes.
It was bad when it took 6 hours
When was 6 hours?
the very last year.
Was it really 6 hours?
Yeah. It took
Whoa.
6 hours. For me, it took 6 hours, and it was just wandering in and out of the different rows, just taking my time. But it wasn't until I got to the far ass end where Hall H is that I saw something that was actually comic book related, because Marvel, the Marvel booth, the Dark Horse booth, they were all promoting movie products.
Yeah, that's the rule. It has to be comic book related. It's not just comics, it's comic books, not movies.
Mhm.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game, because even most of the time when I hit something comic book related, it's Artist's Alley, because then you're seeing the actual comic book artists.
Mhm.
And that's it's so small now. Like I'm honestly dreading to see how small it is this year, because it was so small in 2019. Like, how much more have they shaved off?
You'll have to also tell us how long it takes you to find it.
Yeah. Well, they've been keeping it right next to Hall H of late. The last few years, it's been right next to Hall H. So hopefully it'll still be there. But yeah, I'm expecting Marvel and DC to have their booths, Nothing But Movies, the Sci-Fi channel, Warner
A
Brothers,
giant cardboard cutout of Ezra Miller in a dress.
Oh, jeez.
I kind of want to go to the Warner Brothers panels and ask them, so, yeah, why did you keep Ezra Miller around after he was caught, choke slamming a chick in
pregnant women.
Iceland? Yeah. What's the logic behind that? We're all curious.
It's part of Disney's new inclusivity.
Yeah, make everything gay or everything trans initiative.
Oh, you mean like the Baymax show? I think I told you about that issue.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to call it a night, and thank you all for joining. And
thanks for shooting me a link. It was good to catch up with you guys a little.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Night.